Hi everybody, David here from Hazel Tree Group. Welcome to another video post from the coach chair. Tonight I'm facing a little differently because I have some mood lighting on in the bus and it's dark outside. Tonight I want to talk to you about meltdowns. We've had meltdowns before. Everybody's had a meltdown in some way, shape, or form. For somebody like myself to have a meltdown, it's not a big thing. It's normal. I'm normal. Unfortunately, my brain is not normal, but I have them. Now, some of those meltdowns, yes, they do lead into a full-blown, well, something not good. So, these episodes that I have after a meltdown, those don't happen very often. I have a varying degree of meltdowns, just like you would have a varying degree of meltdowns, such as, let's explain something here. For you neurotypical people, sometimes you will have a meltdown if you're a coach playing a sport and your team isn't doing well and you've talked to them and they're just not listening. It's not happening, it's not coming together. So in between periods or at halftime, whatever it is you're doing, you have a meltdown. As long as you're not chastising and cursing and swearing and making sure that these young kids are the brunt of your verbal barrage. But yeah, you have a meltdown. Sometimes moms or dads get overwhelmed with stuff and they have meltdowns. People get meltdowns at work when things aren't going well. They've got too much work. They're stressed. And they will have a meltdown. But what is a meltdown? Like, what does it consist of? For some people, a meltdown will just be that. Like I said a few minutes ago, yelling at someone, raising your voice. Sometimes you may have a shoe in your hand and you may throw it, or you have something else in your hand and you may throw it. Sometimes you break things and then realize, uh-oh, I got to buy something again. And then you get even more frustrated. But meltdowns are there for us to vent our frustrations. If we don't vent somehow by working out or by going for a long walk or listening to music or playing guitar, playing the trumpet, playing any musical instrument, going to a rock show, getting out, going to a movie, for some people, is a way to get these meltdowns to stop. Or at least, for yourself, maybe it'll just subside for a while. But it's okay. We're human. We do these things. How do you get to that meltdown, though? I'm going to give you an example of something that I heard a little while ago to someone I've known for, I've lost track of how many years I've known this individual. And they said they had a meltdown. Didn't want to talk about it at first, but eventually they spit out what happened. I'm not going to give you the examples of what happened, but I'm going to give you an example of some of the things that can happen that leads to these meltdowns. You're going to be surprised. It's not always the big things, people, that make you lose your mind. Pardon that expression, for me, I guess. But it isn't. It's not always the big things that set you off. It may be one thing at the end of a bunch of other things that is the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. But it's a succession of things. You may not notice it until you look back at it. I've been doing this for years, looking on how my meltdowns come and finding out exactly what it was before I get to that meltdown. For this individual, it was a bunch of tiny little things. Now, it was all happened in one day, in a very short period of time. But there was also some things that led up to that triggered those tiny little things to have this individual have a meltdown. Sit on the floor and cry, shake your head, wondering what it's all about. Sometimes that's what you do, and that's what this individual did. Frustration can get the better of us at times. This individual, like I said, tiny little things, just the tiniest. For example, for me, I have to watch it, and I have to cautiously look at everything I do every single day to avoid these meltdowns, because it could lead me to one of the big explosions that we don't know what could happen. Here's some examples, and let me see if some of you don't go, oh my, maybe that is me. I have an issue, unfortunately, with shaking. My hands shake quite a bit, to the point now where I'm unable to build or repair bicycles. A passion, something that I love to do. Can't do it anymore. I have trouble picking up a spoon or a piece of bread or a knife to put butter on the toast or whatever it is. I can't pick up a pen sometimes. I can't even pick up socks off the floor. I have to go down and grab it 3 or 4 times just to pick them up. I shake so bad that sometimes I have to use 2 hands, and you probably see by this video that it's shaking a bit. But I have to grab a coffee cup with 2 hands, or a glass of juice or something with 2 hands, just to get it to my mouth. And I'm telling you, it's frustrating. You kick things, you knock things over with your hands. And if I don't count all the times that these things are happening to myself and going, let it go, you're gonna go for a meltdown, well, that's what could happen. So far, I've been able to avoid these meltdowns. But in this individual's case, I've known them for so long that I've seen them have meltdowns before. Nothing fancy. Could be even mild, I guess you could call it. Careful. Make sure you are watching these little tiny signs. They are signs. Watch it. Careful. Look at it and go, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. Forget it. Can't pick up the pen. Don't worry about it. Get another one. Who cares? Anything. Avoid the things, those tiny little successionary things that could turn it into just from frustration to a meltdown. And God only knows where you're going to have that meltdown. Nobody wants to have them. Nobody wants to have them at work, out in public, at home in front of their kids or their husband or their wife. Nobody wants that. But it can happen. Take your time. Learn what it is that's making you frustrated. Go back a couple of days if you have to go back. See what happened. Maybe there is something back there that you can just go, oh, yeah, that was it. Look for it. The individual I'm talking about is fine. We had a good chat. It was cool because realizing that it's a lot of the things that happened to me, and they went, oh yeah, you have told me about that. Have your meltdowns, that's fine. Just don't make them too serious. Anyway, that's it for me on the coach seat. You guys have yourself a pleasant evening, pleasant day, and I will post again soon, either by writing or a video. But tonight I needed to get this off my chest for all of you so that you could understand how frustrating sometimes a mental health issue can be. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.